Mythics. How are we all? Yes, it's another week. It's another Saturday. Where does the time go? We're halfway through the year. Just over half, aren't we? Yes, fantastic. My name is Ken Boyter, and this is Edra Tales Twitch channel. 6 minutes late. Thank you, Martha, my official timekeeper. Yes, sorry about that. Stuff to do, you know. Oh, no, I was just fighting off a ferocious werewolf that came knocking on the door. I thought it was just an old gypsy selling me pegs. But no, it was a werewolf selling me pegs. I said, I don't want any. And he went, "Rrr." So I had to just fight him off. Morning. I know, a bit strange though, a werewolf in daylight selling pegs. Bit weird. So yeah, sorry I'm late, but I'm here now, and that's all that counts. Yes, we are here. We are doing Ramblings of a Storyteller, Edra Scrolls. Martha said no. D&D today equals might tomorrow morning. Oh, sad. Sorry, I misread that. Sad. D&D today might tomorrow. Oh, no D&D today. Oh, okay, you've put a comma in there. So sad, comma, no D&D today equals. Oh no, that's meant to be an emoji. Texting is difficult. That's a sad emoji face that I don't think's quite worked on here. Might tomorrow morning. Well, hopefully you will be able to D&D tomorrow morning. And good morning to you, Jonathan. How are you, sir? How is everybody? So this is Edra Scrolls, Ramblings of a Storyteller. This is the live stream where we talk about your creative projects, we talk about my creative projects, we talk about fantasy. That's kind of the theme. But we do ramble off into other things. As I say, I was attacked by a werewolf today, so I guess that's ramblings before we've even started. How is everybody? Is everybody okay? Is everybody enjoying the hot weather? If you're in the UK, it's another hot one today. I've turned the my fan off because for some reason the dungeon walls seem to wobble. Martha is tired. She didn't sleep till 4 AM. Wow, that is impressive. You might relax today. Yes, it's probably a good idea if you do catch up on your sleep. It does seem to be a crazy thing. So has everybody managed to work on their projects from during this week? I always think there's a great quote. Look at me, bare-chested. Let me make myself a bit more presentable. There we go. That's it. There we go. Let me put the necklace on the outside though. Kind of work. Yes, there is that quote that it's the only quote I really remember, and it's by Bill Gates. So, loathe him or hate him or like him. Loathe him or hate him, that's your choices. But apparently he said, I might try and attribute it to someone else actually, so I don't have to say Bill Gates' name. But he said, apparently, people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. And I think, that for some reason just really stuck in my head because it was like, yeah, I'm one of these people that just wants to get stuff done and will get it done and will get it out of the way. You know, get it out of the way. That sounds like I'm just knocking stuff out. But, you know, you just kind of think, in order to be successful, and again, you have to describe what does success means to you. But for me, it's getting published. It's getting games published. It's, you know, getting my books written and completed. It's getting my projects completed. You know, it is a quantity thing as well. I noticed this when I went out and did some book fairs. The authors that seem to be doing well on their stall, on their stand, seem to have multiple choices of titles. Whereas I had one, you know, my Legends of Grimace Iron book, and, you know, and if they don't like it, they don't like it. There's nothing else for them. If they do like it, they like it. That's great. However, if you've got a multiple choices, then there might be more likely the odds go up that they're going to buy something from you. Now, Jonathan might argue against that because Jonathan's got quite a few titles now, and then they get a bit confused on which one should I buy, and they maybe want to buy 2 or 3, but they can't choose. So maybe you should just have a 6-sided dice and just say, right, if you can't decide between the two, let's let the die decide. Or have a wheel. You know, one of those ticker wheels. So, yeah, I might do that, actually, as a free gift. So it's one of those things where you can get very frustrated with the lack of progress, if you like. So I guess, and it seems very obvious, but I didn't do it for years. Just make a little bit of progress every day, if you can. Or a little bit of progress every week. Martha's put a little bit. You managed 70 words on outlining chapter 17. Well, that's good. Exactly. A little bit of progress. Even if it's 70 words for the week, it's more than nothing, isn't it? So you made a little bit more progress. So well done. Yeah, Jonathan's put it, because I remember you mentioned this to me before, and I thought, oh, okay, this is the other way of looking at it. If you have too many things, you suffer as a result. The paradox of choice. Exactly. Analysis paralysis. I don't know what the optimum number of titles is to have on sale. 3 or 4? It might be 3 or 4, yeah. There must be psychological research done that if you give too much choice, people don't choose anything. In fact, I saw a little clip, on Facebook, a little clip of a marketing guy who I recognise from mainstream media years ago anyway, so I kind of recognise this guy, and I sort of trust what he says. I can't remember his name, but he's very good. And he says, and it'd be interesting to now put this into the test. Vending machines. Free title. The Unlucky Thief. Oh, I like it. Luck be a thief tonight. No. The Unlucky Thief. Yeah, very good. That must prove then that the story must follow that he always or she always gets into, the luck is never with them. And so I guess it's a tragedy. But yeah, vending machines. Now bear with me. Vending machines. He said, have you ever noticed how more than not, more likely, there's 2 vending machines next to each other? Now one has Coca-Cola branded and one has Pepsi branded. Yeah, so one's a Coca-Cola machine, proper Coke, and one's a proper Pepsi machine. And you kind of, I don't know, you don't necessarily pay attention to it, but you also, I remember thinking, yeah, well, you're not going to mix them up because they don't want that. They want their brand to be just big and bold. But he said, you're more likely, both are more likely to do better by being side by side in the same place than if it was just one of the vending machines. So if it was just Coke, they wouldn't sell as much as unless there was a Pepsi machine next to them. And you think, that can't be right, that's bonkers. But what you're doing, it's a funny little psychological trick, he said you're changing the choice. So rather than do I want a Coke or not, which is kind of a 50-50, by putting a Pepsi one next to it, the psychological factor comes in and it says, which one do I want? Which one do I prefer? So it's not, do I want a drink? It's, which drink do I want? So by just putting another choice next to it, even though they're presumably separate companies, they're probably owned by... one company probably owns all the food now, surely. But just to have that next... And they both saw increases in sales. So I thought that's very clever. That's you wouldn't think that would be the case. So me just having one title, it makes sense. People go yes or no. But if you have 2 titles, so now I've got 2 titles, and this is a good chance to plug my book. This is my latest book of Magic and Monkeys, which I'm sure most of you know about. And then I have my Grimace Ironblood. Then there's a choice, so it sort of becomes, which book do I want? But I guess Coca-Cola and Pepsi, you can't stand Pepsi. There you go. Coca-Cola over Pepsi any day. So people, so you might look at that, and because people have that reaction with Pepsi and Coke, it's, oh, well, I'll have a Coke. I'm not going to have a Pepsi. And you might not have even wanted one, or you know, you weren't necessarily going to buy one. Now, I wonder if that works the same. Now, I have done my stall about two or three times now, with two books, Legends of Grimace Iron book and the Of Magic and Monkeys book. And it's true, no one has bought both books. They've either bought the Legends of Grimace Iron Blood or they've bought the Of Magic and Monkeys. So, interesting. Although both books aren't necessarily like for like, because this one is a novel and the Legends of Grimace Iron Blood is a poetry one, so maybe that's skewing it a bit. But when I get another novel out there, maybe that'll be interesting to see what happens. Lee Rin, good morning to you, sir. Just went to Czechoslovakia Castle Relic exhibition. Oh, sounds fantastic. That lasts till November. The 300-year-old hand-carved chess pieces. Wow. And feather-written opera librettos. Yeah, I'm not ignorant. Were beautiful. Going back again next week. That sounds amazing. You went to a Castle Relic exhibition, which sounds brilliant. 300-year-old hand-carved chess pieces, which sound brilliant. And feather-written opera librettos, which my mum was a classical pianist, so she sort of recognised librettos. Anyway, it sounds brilliantly written. Okay, Martha's put in, not true. I'm going to buy both books. Already have the other book. Oh, okay. Okay, so Martha's proved the exception to the rule. Yeah, well, this is it. This is, I guess, what marketing is all about. Is there'll be experiments done. So they'll just experiment with things. Yeah, I know the word, but I don't know how to say it. Yeah, librettos. I think that's how we spell it. Yeah. That looks slightly better. Liberaces. Yeah, I guess you just have to keep experimenting about what works and what doesn't work. And I guess in marketing that can change as well over the years. What worked 10 years ago doesn't work now. What worked 20 years ago doesn't work now. Or maybe what worked 20 years ago didn't work 10 years ago, but now works again. Librettos. Ah, bless your cotton socks, Jonathan. You won't give up, will you? And I like you for that. Obviously, more strength to your shoe, as the expression is. You think by just spelling it out, I'll be able to say the word? No, my brain doesn't work like that. Librettos. Librettos. Yeah, but thank you for trying. Librettos. Just cursing me. Just say the word properly. Why can't you say it? Anyway, how is everybody? And did you have a lovely holiday, Jonathan? You totally ignored my text the other day. Thanks. It's fine. You're busy. I'm busy. I am the worst one for replying to people's texts, though. There are still cartographers who swear that writing and drawing with goose feathers and ink attains a finer edge than metal calligraphy pens ever will. Yeah, I could probably believe that, actually. I could probably believe that. You sent me a text. Oh, did you not get it? Well, it wasn't a text as such. It was a text via Messenger. Just seeing if you were around yesterday. But the time has passed. Just saying if you want, have you got time for that little chat about Kickstarter? Yeah. I sent you a missive. Did you get it in the post? I might start doing that. Just write letters to people nowadays. Why not? Bring back. And write with goose feather and ink. I might do that. So, what have you been working on then, everybody? Hungry, should be healthy, or just eat some junk food. Healthy, go for the healthy option, because you will if you're debating whether or not you should have junk food, you might feel a bit like, oh, I shouldn't have had that, and you might feel a bit down afterwards. Go for the healthy option. You can't really beat yourself up. Jonathan, I've had problems with Messenger not updating. Oh, okay, but you're out all day anyway. Yeah, no worries, Jonathan. It was just on the off chance. It was a bit of a, it's a long shot to think that someone can just drop everything. I mean, I know you should do because it's me, but to expect, oh yeah, I'm free now. People are busy. I get that. So we'll have to catch up at some point because I am ready to do. This is what I have been working on. I have started now on Devilish Dilemmas. This is the old cover. Can you see the difference? I've updated the logo and changed it to red. I might change that to red as well, but it might be too much red, so I'll have to play about with that. And also, I thought what I might do, because when that disappears, I'm going to have a big blank space. It's just going to be black. So what I thought, because that's the tunnel, what I thought I would do is have some sort of tentacles coming out. Yeah? Does that sound cool? Just tentacles coming out of the entrance there. I thought that'd be quite cool. Now, then I'll have to write that into the game book. But hey, I'm sure there's a way I can shoehorn it in. No, this is a crafted book, Ken. It's planned, it's thought out. What is going on? Don't give the secrets away that you're making it up as you go along. But isn't that creativity, though? So, keep the blue text under it stands out against the red. Oh, okay, that's an interesting comment. Yeah, I did wonder that. Because weirdly enough, I think maybe if I need to put a white... I might need to put a white stroke round it. Yeah? Or just lift it up a little bit. But we'll see. I can play about with that. But yeah, I was thinking of putting just tentacles coming out here just to add a little bit of interest, because when that text isn't there, that text is down there now. It seems a bit weird to put it over here, so I'm going to put it down here, and then there'll just be a black entranceway, which isn't very good. Good morning, Jam. Hello, hello, hello. Hello there, Mythics. So that's why I thought if I just have some sort of creature hanging out. Don't know. Mythics. I just read that. That is certainly not my strong point. So I have been working on this. I've been doing the flow diagram, as Jonathan very kindly inspired me to do. This is still the non-updated version. So it's running at 4 pages now. So we've got page 1, page 2, page 3. It's a thing of beauty. It is a thing of beauty. Look at that. And then I've been starting on this one. Now this side is all done. This is starting to fill up. So I've now done I've plotted out an extra 20 entries. Because I got to 98, so that's 22 extra entries. Leerin's put here walking 3 kilometers. I never know how to say that, kilometers or kilometers, to pray at the statue of Gunyin, Buddhist Lady Saint of Mercury, and kindness. Fantastic, partly for good fortune of family and friends, partly for exercise. That sounds fantastic. What a beautiful thing to do. Yeah, I'm always impressed by your life, Leirin. You seem to get up to all sorts of shenanigans, which are fantastic. Now, but the weird thing about it is that you can't, and that took quite a long time. That took a good 3-4 hours to plot out 22 of them, and and I hoped I'd get more. I sat down and went, right, let's get the next 100 plotted out. And 4 hours later, I've got 22, and I'm like, okay. And I suddenly thought, yeah, even though what I'm actually doing is very easy, very quick, I'm just literally putting a title, the entry number, a brief description of what happens in that entry, and then the decisions. So in theory, the actual physical thing of writing it doesn't take long. You know, if you just said, right, just randomly write stuff, 22 entries, that would take you, what, half an hour, 40 minutes, if that. But it's not the actual physical doing. Yes, that's part of it, but it's the thinking, it's the plotting. That's the hard part, because you don't want to just bash it out, because, you know, you want to make a quality book, and you want it to all add up, you want it to all sync up and make sense. And you want it to be exciting, and you want it to be enjoyable, and you want it to be slightly different. You know, you can't just have battle after battle after battle after battle. You know, you want different things involved. You want clues and puzzles and different things to happen. So you have to sit and think. And then I was thinking, yeah, when you go to write the entries, that in theory is the quick part. Now, Jonathan knows better than I do, obviously, because you've done the thinking. So you would look at an entry number on your flowchart and say, oh, okay, yeah, attacked by a bear. Right, I'm going to write that bit. You see a huge lumbering, you know, beast come towards you. As it gets closer, you realise it's a brown bear. Without hesitation, you draw your sword. Do you see what I mean? So you're not really thinking about what the paragraph is, and therefore your writer can flow. Because what you don't really want is when you're plotting, it takes up a different brain space, I think, to writing, getting the flow of that writing. So you don't want the flow of your writing to be broken. So that's that. I just thought, oh, that's an interesting thing I'm observing by writing a game book. Martha's here, might just fall asleep to an audiobook today. That's a good idea. Which one? Lord of the Rings. I do have the BBC version of Lord of the Rings that was done in, I think, the early 80s with the, oh, what's his name now? I've forgotten. John LeMessurier as Gandalf, I think. Yeah. Is it him as Gandalf? He's in it. And also Ian... God, my memory's terrible. Ian Holm, who played Bilbo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings films, he plays Frodo. Jonathan's put, I think I've got slower at writing game books as I've got older. Oh, okay. Is that because the old grey matter's packing up? Why do you think that is? Do you think, is that because you're more considerate now and you're wanting to make a better product? I'm not saying you didn't care when you were younger, but... Or is it just energy? Is it just brain power? Is it actually to do with age? Lee Rin's put here, speaking of which, I've yet to watch then horror comedy Cocaine Bear. Oh, yeah. I got on £2 special last year. Yeah, I heard about that. It's a true story. True story. They were dropping drugs. You know, these drug dealers out of planes into the woods, and then people go and collect them. But a bear managed to find it and just... Fuzzy bear on drugs. Can't say that. Jonathan's put here, I think I might be an element of the research involved. Ah, it could well be. Yes, that's true, actually. Because you are tending to write IP-driven stories, aren't you? So Dracula, for example, I've just looked up on my bookshelf. Dracula, you've got to make sure that it's canon as such, that it's following actual Dracula. So you need to know the story inside out. You need to then do a lot of research. You need to, So I can definitely get that. And also, you know, when you've written for current IPs like The Acolyte, is that how you pronounce it? Arkham at The Acolyte or something. So it's that title hasn't stuck in my head. Or Doctor Who, like you've written before. Yeah, again, you might have to do quite a bit of research on that. They might give you notes if it's Doctor Who. I don't know, like the canon. Although the last series, they seem to just forget all the canon. Don't know about that now. We've moved on from that. Who needs canon in a show? Doesn't matter. So maybe. Whereas with mine, I'm totally making it up. I'm not. I don't necessarily have to do too much research. I might do research. This is where I can show off my mythical creatures deck. If I'm looking for a creature, you know, I might stop writing and go, oh yeah, I need a sea creature. Okay, we got a kraken. What's a kraken? I don't know what a kraken is, but you know, or a kelpie. Oh, maybe a kelpie would suit that. Or a siren. So I can, you know, this is the sort of thing I'd be researching. Creatures and also magical objects. Look at that, I just happen to have the two decks here. Story Spark cards, if you've not got your Story Spark cards, drop me a text. I will be hopefully putting it on my website. We still have some decks of both left. You know, if I'm looking for, look at that, Tankard of Plenty. You know, I like. Do you see what I mean? So if I thought, oh, you know, he could find, or she could find, you know, the adventurer could find a magical object. Well, what would be cool? And then I can weave that into the story. In fact, I might put Tankard of Plenty in there. And then, what is it? Cheese of Delights. Do you see what I mean? So we've got loads here. Look at these, the Bag of Abundance. In fact, I'm using the Bag of Abundance. Your thief, when you play the game book, your thief has a Bag of Abundance. And I just thought, that gets round the mechanism of reality versus, you know, gaming. As in, with the Fighting Fantasy, I believe that you can have countless objects. So there's no limit. But of course, in reality, that you'd be, you know, you'd be bowed down you'd be crawling with all the stuff that you've collected. And I know that some game books put a limit on it. And then I've also found that a bit admin-y, because you go, oh, I've got 6 items, all right, I need to drop one. You know, it's a bit admin-y. I'd rather not worry about that. So I've got round it thematically by saying, yeah, you've got a Bag of Abundance. And therefore you can carry as many as you put. But I also put, if you lose the Bag of Abundance, you will lose everything, apart from your gold. Ian Holm. Yes, did I say Ian Holm? I thought I did, but yes, thank you for that. He was perfect as Ash the android in Alien. Yeah, oh, absolutely. He's a fantastic actor. Can't wait till the sequel. Alien Romulus coming in 2 weeks' time. Fantastic. No, I've not. Oh, I've lost the chat. Where's my chat? Get the chat. Get the chat back. I've seen Alien, but I saw it when I was about 12, and I've never seen it as an adult. So I do need to watch it again, but it's never really grabbed me. And I did see, I think, the third one in the cinema, but I hadn't really watched 1 or 2 properly, so I didn't really know what was going on. It was just monsters. Was Sigourney Weaver in it? I'm sure she was still in the third one. She was running around in her knickers, so, you know, I was happy. Martha's put here, holy moly, there are 5,000 boys every year that gets named Adrian according to Google. Wow, that's incredible. It's a popular name. Jam's put here, James Sirens. I'm changing my name. James Sirens. I like it. Now to the burning issue, asks James, or says James. Should I shave for Fantasy 5 or not? What should I wear? Talk about pressure. Well, how big's your beard, Jam? Have you got a stall there then? Are you giving a talk? Is this why you're worried about your presentation? You know, your look. Lehman's put here, for Aliens, watch only the extended director's cut. Oh, okay. All-time action horror masterpiece. Yeah, I remember at the time it came out, and I remember we watched it at home on VHS. My dad used to own an electrical repair shop, and then he started selling and then renting VHS videos, and a lot of them were horror. So he used to just bring horror films home. And we used to watch them as kids. Of course we did. Jonathan's put, the paradox of choice is a concept. Oh, there we go. Introduced by psychologist Barry Schwartz, which suggests that the more options we have, the less satisfied we feel with our decision. Interesting. This phenomenon occurs because having too many choices requires more cognitive effort, leading to decision fatigue and increased regret over the choices we make. Yeah, so it could be that you go, right, there's 10 books here. I don't know which one to get because I want them all. So which one should I get? I guess, yeah, I can understand that. And it's like, well, if I get one, then I'm going to miss out on the others. My brain doesn't quite work like that, I don't think. For me, it's more to do with... So take the Discworld, for example. How many books has he written in that series? There's about... Well, I've got most of them now. I reckon there's probably about 30. Something like that. And my brain went, I'm going to read the first one he wrote. I didn't really have to worry, even though they stand alone, apart from the first two. But I thought, I'm going to start at the beginning and just work my way in order. I guess that's just how my brain works. But I can understand it if people go, oh. But then also what I think is, obviously, trying to buy 30 books at once is going to be difficult. You know, it's going to be expensive. I managed to buy all mine second-hand in second-hand bookshops, so that was fantastic. So it hasn't cost me that much. But I bought them over a number of years. You know, it's like I didn't really have that. I don't really suffer from fear of missing out. But I know some people do, so I definitely get that. Read more here. Thank you, Jonathan. Let me... Oh. I never know... I'm gonna have to go back in the chat and then do that, because I don't want to click on it now, because I might end the live broadcast. Jan's put now, I'm just an attendee. Oh, okay. Well, I should be attending as well. I need to buy my ticket, actually. That's why I have finger bookmarks reading adventure game books, just in case we want to see the evil ending. It's the classic. Well, why not? You want to know what happens in the story. Yeah, absolutely. If you mean Terry Pratchett, I have 33 of his books. Yes, I do mean Terry Pratchett. 30. Yeah, I've got about that as well. Absolutely. So that's what I mean. Imagine if you went to a stall and they had every Terry Pratchett book. I don't know if I would still buy one, but then maybe my brain doesn't work like other people's. Lyran's put, oh my, the aquarium I walked by has baby axolotos, Mexican salamanders. They are positively adorable. Oh, baby salamanders. Yeah, I do want to read more about that. About the paradox. What's it called? The paradox of choice. Yeah. Or in board gaming parlance, it's analysis paralysis. Mini fish focus pet shop. Oh, cute ones. Oh, axolotis. Is that how you pronounce it? Axolotis? Don't bother spelling it out. I won't get it. Can regenerate lost limbs. Oh, it's those ones. How cool is that? They are so cute, but very hard to keep as pets. Oh, right. Although they do sound quite easy, because if a limb falls off, don't worry about it, you'll grow it back. Stop whining. Axolotis. you can. Axolotles. And that's why I don't speak foreign languages, because I can't even speak my own. So there we go. And axolotls are endangered and shouldn't be kept as pets. No, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. You make baby salamanders sound like an 80s cartoon show. It should be. Or it's like a over-the-top pop girl band. The Baby Salamanders. Baby Salamanders. Bangs head on desk. Ottles, as in bottles. Oh, there you go. Axolotls. Axolotls. It sounds like a start of a Tommy Cooper sketch. Anyway, I was axolotling along the way. Clicks fingers. Yay. See? I'm intelligent. Just to let you know, obviously, another plug, Crooked Crown. It's one of the best games you'll ever play. Steal the crown, win the game. It is available on Amazon. It's free postage if you've got Prime. It's the Crooked Crown. It's a game that I co-designed with Kedrick Winks. It's out now. Thank you. By Jove, I do believe he's got it. Yeah, the thing is, I'm high five. Yeah, I may have got it now, but in an hour's time, you asked me, what, I wouldn't know how to say it. It's just one of those things. That's just the way my brain works. Yeah, I was slightly dyslexic when I was a kid, and that was the thing. My weakness was my spelling, but I sort of tried to turn it into a strength, or at least improve it. So yeah, so I've had a lot of fun working on the Devilish Dilemmas To Kill a Thief game book. I have got most of the Kickstarter already in place. I do need to just have a little chat with Jonathan just to sort of talk about rewards, because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, obviously hardback, paperback, but then what other stuff do you offer? Do you have to make it a big, you know, bells and whistles, basically? But don't worry, Jonathan, I have some questions all written out. All those spiders in his drinks, yeah. Spider time. Oh, and the other thing is, I've been looking. I want to do lino cuts, because I'm going to illustrate the book myself, and each one is going to be a different lino cut. And then I thought I could do limited run of the lino cuts, and then put that as a reward up onto the Kickstarter as well. But I've been trying to look for my lino cut tools, and I can't find them anywhere. I've packed them away thinking that's a good place to keep them. You know, I won't lose them there, but I can't find them. So that's frustrating. So, Kickstarter comes out in October. What else have I been working on? I have been working on, look at this for a cool box, the mystery box. I found this box that I'd kept, and I went through one of my sheds, and I was like, oh my god, the box, I didn't know what I was going to need it for, but look at this. This is my this is my demo for my Devilish Deaths. Devilish Deaths. Deliciously difficult murders to solve. One of your sheds. Yeah, Johnny 2 sheds. When I say sheds, they're little sheds. They're not proper big sheds, Jonathan. I knew someone was going to say that. Yeah. I'm like Ian Livingston. I live in a massive mansion with multiple sheds. I actually live in a shed. I live in one of the sheds. That had his Ann Summers catalogue in. Is it odd that I gave all characters a chance to shine and show their strengths? Not really. Do you mean in D&D or writing in general? It depends what you're writing. If you're writing a short story, I would say that really have one main character and a few other characters that are supporting characters. Because a short story is a short story. You won't have the space to explore all of them. If it's a novel, then yeah, you can really go for it. Oh, your fantasy novel? Yeah, if it's a novel, absolutely. Flesh them out, because people will be, you know, you've got time in a novel because you've got lots of words to fill. Not fill, but, you know, you've got space to write that. Leerin's put, I miss the fresh paper smell of newly unboxed RPG board game box. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has got the slightly musty smell of being in a shed. Or is that just me? Hey! Yes, I've been working on this game now for about a year. They are all important to the plot in their own way. Well, then go for it. Yeah, absolutely. You'll know by what the plot dictates and what you want to write, how much you need to put in. Oh, Leirin, yeah, that'd be cool if you could come over. That'd be great. And you, Martha. they're all. So I have done 2 sell sheets. 2 sell sheets. One is for publishers. Hopefully that's not too much text for them to read. But I've got the crucial information up at the top here. How many players it is, what the ages are, how long it takes to play, and I also put a complexity level, because I've never seen that really out and about. People talk about it and they might put it on their Board Game Geek ratings, but it's not on box. Some boxes do have it, I guess. I've not really seen it. It might be a growing trend now, but I just thought I'd put what it is. I hope he is. I need a new Lerin selfie. Oh, have you actually guys met? That's fantastic. At this point, it's uncertain. I'll do my best. Might not be able to since around my birthday and family want to celebrate. That is fair enough, Martha. Absolutely fair enough. So I have written. So this is an updated version of my sell sheet, and I've simplified it. I've taken out a lot of text, and I've just basically narrowed it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. So we've got the overview, the hooks, you know, the reason why they should be publishing it, the mechanism, or the main mechanism really, all the mechanisms. Then we've got the atmosphere, you know, what it's like when you play it, components, contact, obviously my contact details, and telling them that there's going to be, there will be, I'm going to create a tabletop simulator, a version, and there's a prototype version that, you know, that they can use. And the recently published. It's quite good to show that I've had a game published already. And I put recently published because I did think my first game, it's like that sounds a bit, or published, so I just put recently published. So I'm just telling them about that, but I guess in their heads they might think, oh, he's had a few more games out. I don't know. I'm not trying to trick them. But recently published sounds better. And then there's a few little images from the game. So there you go. And then also what I have arranged is I've only play tested the game once, and that was very valuable. They enjoyed it. The mechanics seemed to work. The story seemed to work, but I have made some adjustments and some changes due to the feedback. So I then made a play testing pitch, you know, sell sheet as well. Can you solve the case? And this also is quite good for marketing and for selling, you know, or advertising it if I do get it published. So I've basically put the play test, you know, kind of what to expect with the play testing, what I hope to achieve with it, and how they can help with it. And then the case, just to get them into the mode of what it is. And then obviously a thank you. So that is what I've been working on. And again, it doesn't look much, but it takes time to think it all through, to really make sure it's fine. And a massive thank you to Sally once again for proofreading them. Very important, especially with me. Been to all the fests except the last one, thanks to Rotten Old Bag. So I'm coming twice to the next one. Yeah, good. Buy 2 tickets. No, don't, because I've not bought my ticket yet. Unless you want to buy me. No, don't buy me a ticket. Are you still doing the writing course, or have you forgotten that for the Kickstarter people? Oh no, that's a very good point, Martha. No, I haven't forgotten. When I get back, I'm going away for a couple of days next week, so that is on my list of when I get back. Then I'm going to start contacting the Kickstarter people for the writing. Absolutely. And I don't think there's loads. I think there was maybe even one. It might even be you, Martha. I don't know. I can't remember. Or 3. It's either 1 or 3. I can't remember. Rich also did an illustrating course, and I can't remember how many he's got on there. It's not loads, so that's, you know, good from your point of view, because, you know, you will definitely get time to talk and, you know, interact. So what the next stage is, yeah, I'll contact everybody that's doing the course, and then we'll see what night or what evening is best for everybody. Oh, I see. I don't think so. I couldn't afford. Oh, okay. So no worries, Martha. I thought you were asking because you had done that level. No, that's fine. Yeah, but no, thank you for reminding me. That's very kind of you for reminding me. If you're not doing it, that's very good of you. But yes, so that is on my list. I do have. This is the thing. I'm furiously trying to get through all the stuff and finish projects off. You know, so this is part of finishing this project off. The Kickstarter, doing the course, that is finishing the project off as well. So the good news is that I do have my second play test. Got my second play test of this next Thursday. I've got some friends, 3 friends who have said they're interested. You know, they like murder mysteries, and they knew about the Crooked Crown. You know, my development of that, so they're very supportive. So that's very nice, and it should be just a nice afternoon. I'll have a couple of drinks. I'm not going to play the game, obviously, because I know who did who did it and why. So it's an interesting thing watching people playtest your game without you being involved. And as you know, I like to talk. So it's really, when I playtested it before, I was just literally just sitting there listening. I did record it actually and taking notes. But to hear them try and work something out that you know, it's so difficult not to say anything. Yeah. I literally at times had to sit there like that because I didn't want to give anything away. Because if they're saying, oh, well, maybe it was the caretaker because she had access to the mop and bucket and so could mop things up. And I'm like... By the way, there isn't a caretaker. That was just to throw you off the scent, just in case you buy the game. 1.2 kilometres left till I reach the forest park. Thank goodness the sun won't set for another hour. Wow, that's clever. Not clever, that's good going. And when it does, it'll be golden sunset over the lake of shining waters adorned with fluttering birds. Sounds beautiful, Erin. That's lovely. The Forest of Doom. No, not that. It's not the Forest of Doom. So very excited to have the game play tested a second time. I do need to play test it again, so I do want to play test it at least 6 times before I send it out to people. Send it out to publishers, and I will be trying to get a tabletop simulator version up and running so that more people can play test it. So if you are interested and you have tabletop simulator, then I will be looking to do that. Weirdly enough though, tabletop simulator, there seems to be broken a little bit because I, as a test, because I've never created a game on there, Kedrick's always done that for our games, but I'm developing Misbehave, another game, a quick sort of 25 minute, 20 card hex tile laying game type thing. And the way you do it is you upload it, and you're meant to save all your images to the cloud, because that means that when other people join in, they can see all the images because it's in the cloud. But it won't save to the cloud now. It just doesn't. And then it will only save locally from my computer. But it means that if someone else joins the game, they won't be able to see those images, so they can't playtest it. And it looks like that's just a tabletop simulator glitch, and it's been like this now for about 2 weeks. So either they don't care, or people haven't told them and they don't know about it. But it's a bit frustrating. So again, when I get back, I need to contact them to say, look, why can't I save this to the cloud? Because, you know, a load of people use them, tabletop simulator, to pitch to publishers. Sometimes, you know, I've done play tests with publishers and demos pitching our games to publishers via tabletop simulator because they're in Germany. I've pitched to people in America. I've pitched to people in other countries, you know, so it's great. So surely they would be sorting it out a lot quicker. Rump steak and mushrooms for dinner later. Naughty Jam. Living like a king, Jam. That's what I like to see. Lyrians, but oh, I do miss genuine eggs Benedict as well as lamb with mint sauce by the Thames. Oh, sounds like you had a great time. Might sneak, yeah. Oh, get some shepherd's pie. Who'd have thought that people actually like British food? British food is great. It's stodgy. It's winter because we've got such a, changeable country for seasons, and we don't always get a fantastic summer. So we've developed over hundreds of years stodgy food, which is great. And I love stodgy food. I'm doing a murder mystery today. So it's a bit more poncy, a bit more fancy, but I think I might have sticky toffee pudding. So there we go. So that is great. I'm looking forward to seeing how the playtest goes. And that is really what I've been working on. My game book, my Devilish Dilemmas pitch sheets, and also, hang on, what else have I been working on? Oh no, is this box not big enough? Not big enough for the best of me. Oh, just one last thing. I was in Hitchin the other day, and there's an author that I know called Matt Adcock, and he has started writing local books, actually. It's the Hertfordshire Drownings. So I picked this little, it's kind of like a short story, really. So that was cool. And he's also released an actual novel called The Hitchin Highway Murders. The Hitchin Highway Murders. So, yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And we do have to choose for next Wednesday a game book. We do need a game book. So, ones that I've still got that I've not played: Talisman of Death, The Trials of Champions, Scorpion Swamp. Has anyone played those ones? But then also we've got this one, which is a bit of a beast, which is When Shadows Fall. This is another Savage Realms game book. So that's what we got at the moment. Although it's a bit of a beast because their point sizes is nice and big, actually, to be honest. But there are other game books as well, but I do need to order them so that we get them before next Wednesday. Thank goodness it wasn't Spotted Dick. Hello. That's the alternative name for haggis that Sean Connery mentioned in Highlander, right? No. Spotted Dick and haggis are two different things. So Spotted Dick is actually, it's a pudding, isn't it? Bread and currants, or black currants, or raisins. Is that right? It's like bread and milk sort of. I don't really know. It's not very nice. I don't like it. Yeah, currants in a sponge. There you go. Currants in a sponge. Is that like turtles in a half shell? Haggis, on the other hand, is... Which story do I want to tell you? Haggis, isn't that sheep's intestines? I think that's the reality of it. But we do like to... I remember, because all my family is Scottish, although I was born in England, but all my heritage is Scottish. And I remember going up to visit grandparents, and my granddad said, oh, watch out for the haggis, like when we were on a golf club. And he sort of described them as little creatures. Ken's thinking of bread and butter pudding. Oh, okay. Yeah. Either way, I didn't like it. Sheep stomach, there you go. Stuffed with meat and barley. What could go wrong with that? I do like haggis, though. Haggis is really nice. So there we go. So that's kind of what I've been working on, everybody. Christopher Lambert's titular hero said it's sheep meat and barley stuffed in its own stomach. Yes, there you go. But you don't eat the sheep. You just... I'll have your stomach and I'll stuff it with other meat. What sort of meat is it, though? Is it the sheep meat? Or is it like beef? I always thought it was beef. I don't know. I don't know. So there we go. So if you've got any suggestions for game books, put them up on the Edra Tales Facebook group. I'm going to have a look through to see what ones I can order and get here in time for Wednesday. In fact, I better do that today. So there we go. Thank you so much. It's been lovely chatting to you all. Chatting with you all. It's Kraken meat. Ooh, that sounds quite nice, actually. Yeah. Kraken meat with herbs, mixed spices. Yes, good sons, everyone. Happy praying, if that's a thing. Good luck with your praying. Do you need to wish people good luck when you're praying? Hope it all goes well. I don't know. Was it praying or just meditating? Thank you so much for watching. Really, really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate having a chat with you. It's a lot of fun. And next time, you do pray. Omaslama. Don't know what that means. Farewell. Well met, travellers of Edra. Yes. Thank you so much, Jam. Thank you, Lyrian. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Jonathan. Who else has been watching? I think there's been some other people that have been watching. Just trying to think. I don't want to miss anyone out. I think that was everybody that commented, so thank you very much for commenting. If you were just watching and you weren't commenting, obviously you're more than welcome. And if you're watching this on playback, I thank you as well. I do keep these up on Twitch, on the Edra Tales Twitch channel, and also I do have an Edra Tales YouTube channel, which I then export to there. So if you prefer watching them over there, you can. So both channels have of all my videos that I've recorded or live streamed. So there we go. And also we have the Edra Tales Facebook group. You can click to join. And I had to make it private because we kept getting spammed, didn't we? You know what I mean. Remember those days? Quite exciting. So you will, I think I've put a few questions in there. Just answer them. They're nothing hard. They're not maths. And I will approve you. I think Jonathan left. Maybe Conker needed a whittle. Yeah, yes, Jonathan as well. Sorry. Thank you for watching, Jonathan. Yes, I did notice a few people left. I remember those discussing books. Yeah, I know. It wasn't good. I had to. The only way to stop it was to go private. Note to self, must find time to finally see the end of House of Danger. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. I enjoyed that. That was good. I liked that, having the cards. I think I'm going to do a version of my game book like that. I think there's legs in that. Definitely. Take care, everybody. Until next time, may the magic of stories flow through you always.